what do you think about this, tribe? I heard this the other day, and I want you to think about this, and I want to know what your thoughts are, so comment below. So this is what I heard, is that stop chasing things. Stop chasing things. Stop chasing the girls. Stop chasing money. Stop chasing your dream life, your dream car, no matter what you want, your dream career. Stop chasing things. You have to become the person who those things actually chase you. Okay? So for example is if you're chasing girls, you're chasing your SP, well, your SP is always going to be repelled from you because you're chasing them. You're giving out that energy. Okay? But if you become the person who your SP chases you, what would you be doing? You'd be going to the gym. Okay, you'd be focusing on you, focusing on your friends, focusing on your career. So you're becoming the person who those things actually chase you. Those things naturally become attracted to you. And the vice versa is there too. It's not just your SP or a girl or a man, it's money. Okay, so stop chasing money. You have to become the person that money flips and chases you because you don't need it. What do you think about this? Comment below. I want to hear your thoughts on this. Okay. And we talk about this all the time. I explain it in different ways. Sometimes I hear someone say it, and I'm like, they say it a little bit more simple. Sometimes a chat can be difficult. But I started thinking about it more and more because right now we're down in Jomtien. Okay, I'm not really in Jomtien. I'm in Pattaya, but we're in the middle. So everything's Pattaya. So even Jomtien is Pattaya. It's just, it's just really a suburb. So when you say Pattaya, it's a whole thing. But right now I'm in the Procrastination area. Procrastination is a kind of a small little kind of, upper class town that sits in between Jomtien and Pattaya. Okay. And Ing and I came down here a week ago, okay, to move down here to look for a place, specifically look for a place for the dogs. And ever since we've been down here, I've felt this needy energy, you know what I mean? Like we're searching, almost like we're trying to force things to happen when we get down here. Now if it was just her and me, boom, super easy, you know what I mean? But when I say dogs, we got 3 dogs, by the way. I know a lot of you know that. Sometimes you can see them running around in the videos and stuff like that. Sometimes they're bad, and I got to get after them in the videos. They're being too noisy. They're playing around, running around, playing and wrestling and stuff like that. But it seems like we just hit like brick wall after brick wall. Like no place wants dogs. And the places we find that is okay with dogs, you're literally like in a Thai projects. Like you're just like, no. And they want too much money for it. Okay, it's like they want the same amount of money like we're living here. Okay, we're living in Pratanat. I don't want to tell you a long story with that, but it's the whole time, even with Aang and myself, like it's so natural to get into this needy energy that you have to have. You need it. You need it to complete you. And some of it is natural, you know what I mean? Meaning that, hey, we came down here. It's naturally to feel that way. It's naturally to feel like you're running around, you dug your ditches, you're doing what you can. Okay, you're talking to people, you're trying to figure things out. But at the same time, that needy energy creeps in. Okay, that's what really made me think about this. Okay, because I'm not guys, I'm not bulletproof to this stuff. Like I'm not bulletproof to you don't have feelings or emotions, or you got, like, when you do something like this big, you got several emotions hitting you. You know what I mean? You start thinking, hey, did we make a mistake to come down here? Are we just wasting money? you understand? We knew that this Seren chapter in our life was over. We knew that we can't really stay there. We made a game plan how Aang was going to come back, still take care of her dad, make sure she has to pick up medicine from him every month. And everything flowed perfectly to come down here. Like we were saving money left and right. We're getting better deals to come down here. Then we come down here and there's literally a roadblock, like a big boulder. Like you're up against your fear barrier. And it's the dogs. Okay. And we made a decision. Hey, we're not going to get rid of the dogs. You know, we're bringing them down here with us. But it just made me realize, like, what type of energy am I giving off? You understand, tribe? And I want you to realize that too, is what type of energy that you're giving off. Okay. And lots of times I love the kind of, I'm doing a little bit more SP videos, relationship videos, because I love SP videos because, or talking about SP because literally, guys, it's the same concept. It's the same manifestation principles. It's the same thing. But when you're when you're dealing with other people, no matter if you want to attract them or not, when you're dealing with other people, listen, they're picking up your energy. You know what I mean? And you can see it. You understand. Once you become aware of it, you can actually see the other person pick up your energy. Either they don't want to be around you, you repel them. You can see it from the other person. Like if you're trying to attract your SP and you're really chasing them, you're giving up your all you do is think about them. All you do is think they complete me. You know, all you do is chase and obsess. And what you have to understand, no matter if you think you're not obsessed, no matter if you think you're not chasing, what's happening is the other person is picking up that needy energy. You're giving off that needy energy. That energy gets communicated to the other person that you need them. You're going to suffocate them. You're not going to give them space. So then, listen, even if they're attracted to you, okay, it has nothing to do with attraction or looks. It's just they feel that energy and they feel, okay, you're just naturally repelling them, okay? But you see the same thing. I want you to see this. The same exact thing is happening when you want your dream house, your dream car, your dream career. You change locations. You're looking for a place. Okay, you're trying your hardest to make things happen. Okay. Sometimes it can be internal. Like for me, sometimes it's internal. Like it's like lots of times I can look like I got my shit together. Okay. Maybe I'm a good actor with that. But it's internal for me. Like my mind's like a battlefield. Like 5, 6 things going on at once. Like, you know, are we wasting money here? We've been here just, you know, jumping from condo to condo, hotel to hotel, and just wasting money. We don't have a foot in a place yet. You know, the dogs are still in Surin, which we got people taking care of them. Her dad and Aang's cousins come over and take care of them, so we don't have to worry about them so much. It kind of sounds really weird, but this is the first time in Aang's life that she's like, I just don't understand why I miss him so much. She's like, it's like we have a baby, and you know, I miss him like a baby. Okay. And then you got that going on. You got the thoughts of, was this just a big waste of time? You know what I mean? But what you have to understand is when I'm thinking that way, I'm creating friction. I'm creating need. Like I need this to happen. And sometimes when you create need, when you need it to happen, things stay away from you. Things stay away from you until you just finally kind of just let it go, let it be. And you let bygones be bygones. You know, you stop fighting it, forcing it. Even if you take a couple days and say, you know what, we're just going to focus on having fun. Stop thinking about it. Things flip. You have to trust that. You have to trust that, tribe. Things flip. And they can flip pretty fast. I'll give you one more example, okay? Really fast. Yesterday, I won't go into long detail with this, but yesterday, a couple of days ago, I did a sign and lease but she never gave it to me. It's a long story. But it all worked out. Okay, but we were going to stay at the Cozy Beach condos, like the really like high-end condos over here. I did my Sunday coffee talk up by the pool. Like they literally had a badass view. We were there a couple of days. We had some issues happen we didn't like, just kind of like non-negotiables, and they never gave me my lease yet to sign. So then we went down and talked to them, and so we got out. Okay, they gave me my deposits back and stuff like that. But anyway, when we actually went in to pay for it, Aang said this, like right when we paid for the condo, like right when we did the deposit and the monthly rent, once we paid for it, she said, literally like 2 minutes after we paid for it, like tension in our body just went away because we stopped looking. Like we're like, we got a place. The only thing, they didn't take dogs. So that was the only thing. That's why we decided to leave. They didn't take dogs. So, but in that moment, Aang's tension went away. My tension went away. I was just like, we got a place. We can go to Big C now, Macro, buy stuff for the refrigerator, buy food. We're not like running around eating at restaurants every single meal. Within 2 minutes, Aang shows me her phone. Like, dude, I got pings over my phone. Like, this townhouse takes dogs. This, you understand? See how quickly that pops? It just comes. Like, it's just that internal pressure you have because you're trying to figure everything out. It literally went away. And once it went away, we just completely let go. Within 2-3 minutes, her phone was pinging like a lot, like 10 or 12 properties. Like they all took dogs. You understand, tribe? Like the more you try to force things, the more it seems to repel from you. That's why it kind of goes back to the beginning. What do you think about this? What do you think about, like, stop chasing? You got to become the person who has those things, because once you become the person who has it, you don't need it. So once you don't need it, it actually turns around, flips around, and chases you. You know what I mean? Same way with friends. If you walked around, I don't need any friends. I don't need that one. Next thing you know, like I'm in a group of guys, 15 guys, they all become my friends. You know what I mean? Like things flip, okay? But you might be like me too. You might look on the outside, you might look like, oh, nothing bothers you, okay? But it's internal. You understand? And last thing I wanted to share with you guys is that I know some of you guys out here thinking this. Well, Chad, you got to take action. Now, lots of times people who debate, you got to take action, 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 has never, I don't want to say never, but is not living their dream life. They're not attracting the life they want. All they're doing is debating. All they're doing is just repeating from the success gurus or whatever. You got to take action, 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 action. Well, Chad, you can't just sit there. You understand? You gotta continually take an action like you're doing right now. Okay. I agree and disagree. You understand? Meaning that, like, that's what I've noticed down here. Like, you can take action, but at some point, you take an action, you trying to force things, you're taking forced action. Remember, forced action negates because it puts you in that needy state. It puts you in, you have to have it. Okay? When you have to have something, it repels from you. But instead, you got to take intuitive action. That's what I like to call it. That's what I call action, intuitive action. Intuitive action is you follow your intuition. You follow your gut feelings. Okay? Now, sometimes that gets clouded. Okay? Sometimes, even with myself, like, when you have worry, doubt, and fear creep in, you're really trying to figure something out, that drowns out intuition. That drowns out that gut feeling where you feel like you can't hear it. You can't feel it no more, okay? Something I've experienced here. Like you can't hear it because you're so focused on what if. You're focused on 4, 5, 6 things. That's taking that dominant thought that's drowning out that little voice that you need to listen to. And that's why I say you gotta let go. You gotta just, even if it's an hour a day, guys, you sit down, you don't think about anything. Like even with me, I sit down, cup of coffee, you just sit down here, peace, relaxed. Maybe you go do something fun, get away from it. Then all of a sudden, when you don't realize it, you have a gut feeling to do something. You have an intuition to do something. You follow that. That's how action works. You're following your gut. You're following your intuition. That's action. You're not taking forced action. Okay. It's almost a fine line when we talk about action. It's like like when we talk about success is a razor edge, meaning like the line between success, you living your dream life, and you not living your dream life. You know what the separation is? You really want to know? It's as tiny, as sharp as a razor's edge. Like if you took a razor and just cut a piece of paper, that's the line separating you from success, you living your dream life, and you don't. Okay? But I feel like it's also true in action. It's a razor's edge. There's a fine line between you taking forced action, you're being needy, you need it, you need this to work, versus you're just following your intuition and gut feelings. You understand? But anyway, tribe, just want to share those thoughts with you. Aang and I right now, we checked out of the condo yesterday, so all that went great. Got the deposits back and stuff like that. What's this hotel called? Then we had to get another hotel, so it gives us a little bit more time to look around. This one's called, it's kind of funny. What is this called? Oh, the Hideaway. The Hideaway Resort. Okay. And the name Hideaway says it all because it's hidden. It took us, like, we were driving around for like 10, 15 minutes trying to find it. And it's like back kind of on this alley down here. This car is blocking it right here, but down this alley right here, like we didn't look back down here. When you just look back down here, then you can see the Hideaway Resort. Really hides from the road. But it's a cool little place. Then we forgot that this is a Thai holiday for 4 days. So then a lot of places were booked up. So they have this like little pool here. They don't have a gym, which is okay. But we've been pretty busy. Yeah, you can tell on my face I'm getting a lot of sun because we're out there looking, baby. So they got a pool, they got breakfast, the room. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not a bad place. It's like kind of in a little nook area. Kind of has some like sexy appeal to it. No, not too bad. But I just want to keep you guys updated. You know what I mean? Because like I explained before, like, for one, I'm different. You know what I mean? Like I've been doing this stuff for a long time, most of my life, success, manifesting, all this stuff. But at the same time, I want to be transparent because the same stuff I talk about, sometimes I go through, you know what I mean? Sometimes I still go through it because, like I said, you're always, everybody, even myself, you're always trying to be a better version of you. And when you always try to be a better version of you, you're going to come up against your fear barriers. You're going to come up against things that scare you. You're going to come up against uncertainty. Like when Aang and I are here, you're going to feel uncertain. You're going to feel like, did we make the best decisions? You're going to come against all that, no matter how successful you are. But what's happening is, listen, it's not about you're not going to face uncertainty. It's not about you're not going to face worry, doubt, and fear. It's not about you're not going to face, you come up between your fear barrier. It's not about that. You're going to face those things. But listen, as you become the most successful version of you, you're going to be able to handle those situations better and better. That's what it's about. It's not about you not facing things. It's not about you're not going to face difficulties. You are. But as you become a better version of you, you're going to be able to handle those things better, my friends. You understand what I'm saying? I wish I would have said that in the beginning of the video. Those of you who watch my whole videos, you get all the nuggets, baby. You understand, tribe? That you start like things that used to scare you don't scare you anymore. Okay, things that you used to run, you run back to safety. You don't do that anymore. But listen, like I shared this in another video, is that like if you have a runner's mentality, like you want to run back to safety, things get difficult, you want to run back to your safe zone, your comfort zone. Okay, as you become a better version of you, sometimes that don't go away. Sometimes you just get better at not running, but you feel it. Sometimes you just get better at, you notice it. You notice you're up against your fear barrier and you just stay the course. You understand, my friends? Okay? It's not happening to you. You just get better at managing it. You just get better at managing those emotions. Besides letting it scare you, besides letting it run you back. Okay? Even though if I ran right there, I would just run into the wall. have to put some humor in there a little bit. But anyway, tribe, I better go. My coffee is probably nice and cold. But remember, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.